Neil and Jonathan, welcome to Australian television.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
Neil, you've come to Australia to film a massive show for the Seven Network, done your hotel quarantine, and then had to fly home. How good is that?
Yeah, it's as good as it sounds. Bringing your two then 10-year-old twin children and your husbands to quarantine for 2 weeks. That alone, I mean, hello. And then getting to turn around and the day that you're free, the entire town area of Sydney Harbor and everything gets shut down, and then it all shuts down and you have to go home. But we still had fun, and it made us want to go back to Australia even more so. The people couldn't have been kinder and nicer, and our itinerary of fun things to do, of climbing up bridges and sleeping in zoos and going to all kinds of extraordinary places is something, a bucket list item we still have to check off.
Well, you're welcome anytime. Jonathan, you got any plans to come down under?
Not any current plans, but thank you for the invitation, and I would love to.
Done. Locked in. Was The Matrix plagued by similar shutdowns on production?
For a bit. We were in San Francisco from January to February to the beginning of March, and then there was a layoff of a week and a half before we were going to fly to Berlin. And during this layoff, the world shut down. But then miraculously, because COVID had not reached its heights in Germany yet, in June, we were flying back to Berlin, and from June to November of 2020, we were making the movie. And thankfully, no one got ill and everybody was safe, and it got completed. It was miraculous.
And some people had actually gone to Berlin right when it all shut down and had to stay in Berlin because they couldn't come back because the US got all completely shut down. I remember weirdly having the conversation with you on the phone, Jonathan. You were, I literally, I think, in the car about to go to the airport.
Yes.
And I was saying, don't go. Just wait a couple days because I think stuff is shutting down. And you said, should I go? I'm not sure. I'm supposed to go tonight, I think, or something. And you said, I'm going to wait till tomorrow and see what happens. And I think literally that day they said they shut the border down. So you're welcome.
You saved me, Neil. Yes, I really remember that phone call. It's so true. You gave me great advice.
Well,
and the tentacles of COVID continue because you guys are supposed to be in London, I believe, but you're actually, I mean, you could be anywhere. We could all be anywhere, but you're in LA instead. So COVID is still wreaking havoc.
NYC, baby. But
NYC, okay.
Here's the nice thing about making movies. Well, there's more than one, but here's one of the nice things about making movies. It doesn't matter where you are, you can watch it. So Matrix 4, no matter what is happening, you can still watch it. I say it is the biggest screen you can muster because this is a big ass movie. Not for people with big asses, although I'm sure that they'll like it too, but I'm just saying, like, as the phrase, like a big ass film, it's that. But if it's COVID and it's locked down again, then, you know, watch it on any screen you can.
That's a good tip, guys. We're into our last minute, and that's where I've left it to try and get something about each of your characters. Neo's therapist and Neo's business partner. Can you each jam in something really quick about your characters for me?
I'm the analyst, making sure that Thomas Anderson stays sane and doesn't need to stress.
And I'm
Jonathan?
Partner. Yeah, I'm his business partner.
Oh, come on, man. Did you base your performance on Hugo Weaving?
No. So it's new programming. It's like a new programming for Smith. So Lana was interested in exploring a new energy.
Well, I love the energy in the film. My 14-year-old daughter and I loved it. All the best for the holiday season and for 2022. Go away, COVID. And Jonathan and Neil, come back to Australia.
Thank you, Jason.
Love to. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Yahya and Jessica, welcome to Australian TV.
Hi.
Australia, what's going on, Australia? I love Australia.
The Aussies gave
So I'm
us
on the
some of the first few jobs.
I'm on the Sunshine Coast, a couple of hours away from where you guys both would have spent a fair amount of time. Can you tell us real quick your experience with Australia already? I know you filmed here quite a bit.
Yeah. The Aussies, man, they kept me employed for the first couple of years of my career. So shout out to the Aussies. You mofos, y'all rock, and y'all turned into mythical creatures after 11 p.m. So y'all know how to party too.
That's true. I filmed in Brisbane, and yeah, you guys party hard.
Yeah.
We do have a reputation for that. Tell us how shooting on The Matrix was different to the other big blockbusters you guys have been part of.
Well, it was a Lana Wachowski experience. I think most of the big blockbusters and big things that I filmed, it's all storyboarded, it's all laid out, and we kind of hit things to a T. You're working with very big sets, large budgets, time constraints, and when it's very large, it tends to be very technical. So you have to do everything and be very precise. And with this, Lana took a different approach. There was a precision, there was a method to the madness, but there was definitely madness, on a genius level for sure. I think you have to be ready to change on the day. Lana also works from inspiration, so she'll see something, and then and then all of a sudden it's time to go in, to switch into something else. So I think for film like this, you got to be ready to stay on your toes and bring your intellectual brain at the same time. It's quite a feat.
Is that similar for you, Jessica? You had to be on your toes as Bugs?
Totally, yeah. Lana, like Yahya said, the way that Lana films is very fluid and in the moment, and often I would get to set and I'd look over and she would just be kind of doing this.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what like where the light was coming. She loves natural light, so she was always just like, where's the light coming from? And just in a world of her own.
That's my impression of Lana. She's always thinking.
But Priyanka said that she had 45-minute window to shoot her scene around the well, where she's, towards the end of the film, because it was a sunset shot. That sounds like high pressure filming to me.
And we're picking up the well and we're moving it, and then we're like, it's a team effort, because we're chasing the sun. We're literally chasing the sun. Where's the light? It's over there. All right, pick up the set and move it 3
that
feet.
Was crazy.
To the other side. Now everybody rearrange yourselves, in order to match the last shot. That's literally what it's like. And Lana's in there too. Don't think Lana's just doing something from a chair. She's in there muscling up and picking up the well. Like, if you're moving too slow, get out of the way. She'll pick it up and get it where it needs to be. And she's making her movie, and I love and respect that about her.
That is sensational. I'll try and get 2 more questions in, one from each of you real quick. Jess, I'm sure you've answered this a bit, but Shang-Chi was obviously filmed in Australia. The original Matrixes were filmed in Australia. I know you had to have a red pill, blue pill moment choosing between a Marvel or Matrix, franchise to audition for those. How difficult a decision was that for you?
I wish I hadn't talked about this.
Yeah, sorry. Internet, thanks a lot.
I wish I hadn't given it out. Yes, it was a really hard decision. I have a great working relationship with Marvel, and I've loved playing in that world. I'm a huge fan, but I'm also a huge fan of The Matrix. So it was a difficult decision, but I mean, I made the choice I did, and yeah, we'll just see how the chips fall.
You got to back yourself. Okay, Yahya, you're the second Black Panther from the trial of the Chicago 7 I've spoken to in the last 12 hours. I had Kelvin here on my screen for Cyrano.
Yeah.
You both work with Baz Luhrmann. What's been your favorite project that you've worked on so far?
The Matrix. Good answer. And I can't wait for audience to see it on the biggest screen possible.
In December, coming to you, Australia.
I love it. You guys are awesome. You're welcome back down under anytime. So please get here ASAP. Have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see you guys in 2022.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Hey. Oh, hello. What time is it for you?
Vegemite o'clock.
Oh. Okay. Thank you for being here. We'll make it entertaining.
Yes.
Thank you for being here, Jada and Priyanka. Welcome to Aussie TV. Great to see your faces on our TV and on the big screen.
Thank
Thank you so much for having us.
The original characters, such as Niobe and Sati, of course, have aged since we last saw them in the original trilogy. Where do we find Niobe, and how daunting is that to wind the clock so far forward, Jada?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty awesome that here you have Niobe, who is very mature, but still is holding such an important position. You know, usually women of that age are, you know, kind of sent off to the background and forgotten about, whereas Niobe is a very prominent figure in her community and is highly respected, and is still, you know, considered a leader, you know. So I thought that was really fantastic.
She's a firebrand, really.
Yes.
Just like the woman playing her.
Facts.
It's quite an extreme process from obviously the couple of quick shots in the trailer and from having seen the film. How extensive was that process of aging Niobe?
I mean, it was 5 hours of prosthetics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was 5 hours of prosthetics. So it was quite a process.
And how's Priyanka turning up, fresh face, stand near the well? And that's it. I think you had the most pleasant job in the film, Priyanka. Is that fair to say?
I don't know about that. Try saying all your lines in one sunset.
Yeah.
The whole movie. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I'm really glad you're laughing, Jason. That's how I felt. It was the hardest thing to do. And
Yeah.
that to stand in front of this entire cast and do it. But you know, that's what you do. You take on, I think in our jobs, you take on parts that challenge you, that excite you. And this movie was all of those things in one. I mean, it was so exciting to, you know, be invited to be a part of this legacy, but at the same time, play a character that requires responsibility, because she had been established, and she had been established with care and fragility. And so there was a lot that was required to make sure that I live up to what the expectations, not just that Lana had, but the fans probably have of Sati. So I'm curious to see how that'll play out.
I have to say it felt very natural, and it had never occurred to me, because you guys are so good at your craft. Yeah, that of course you did have to stand there and just, like, you know, release so much information, and as you say, do it in front of the cast. Did it take a few takes?
I only had 45 minutes to say everything. We had, because it was shot in a sunset, the sun sets, you know, whenever the sun sets. So we had just 45 minutes to get that whole scene multiple times over many, but the first day we just had to get everything. And it was daunting, but you know what? There's no fun without a risk and a challenge, and we got it.
Well, I think you guys, the two of you, are much bigger than I could ever be. For Australian fans dying to see The Matrix Resurrections, why should they come see this film over summer?
Well,
Wow,
like
summer, he said.
Oh, yeah, because it's summer there. My goodness, that's right. Well, like Priyanka said before, it's just a fun movie. You know, of course, for fans who want to come and, you know, for all the complex, you know, ideas and figuring out, you know, this and that. It's a whole lot of, it's very adventurous in that way as well. But, you know, it's just a beautiful film to watch, and it's just a lot of fun and great action. And, you know, getting to see Neo and Trinity back together again is awesome.
I took my 14-year-old daughter. We both loved it. I hope that we get to see both
Oh.
of you again.
Oh, that's lovely that she loved it.